Welcome to 360 TV. My name's Adonis Lockett. I'm going to be your host. And as always, I got my co-host with me, Mr. Darion Coleman. You can speak, it's okay.
Oh, what's up?
So tonight we're joined by two very special guests. This is the true definition of a power couple. These guys have jumped into the real estate investing business barely a year and a half in and have already accomplished what people who are 10 years in the business are still seeking to do. Breon and Rhonda Swanigan. Breon has been in the transportation business for 15 years, just quit less than 2 weeks ago to do real estate investing full time. So round of applause to Breon. Right. Cheers to Breon.
Thank you.
Rhonda is a powerhouse and a name to be reckoned in the industry. Just in the last 18 months, Rhonda has made herself known as the person to go to for the new investor to the seasoned investor, literally condensed in 18 months. Mm-hmm. Rhonda owns a education business that helps high school students get prepped for college. And again, when I say these two are the definition of the people who get into the business and become overnight successes, I mean just that. So I'm excited. We're excited to have our guests, Rhonda and Breon Swanigan, on the show. And as always, to jump off the show, let's start with our Whiskey Wisdom with Lauren.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Lauren, and I'm here with this week's Whiskey Wisdom. But for this week, I decided to change it up just a little bit. You know, the attire inspired me, and so we're not doing whiskey, we're doing Cavassier. So, just straight Cavassier. This week I have a Cavassier confession for you. Let me take a sip, make sure my drink is right, make sure I can, speak some truth to you. Yeah, it's good. I'm ready. So this week's advice is know your numbers. And not the numbers, know your numbers. You'll get emails or deals from other people and they'll tell you rehab is this and that. You know your numbers. You know how much money you have to put down. You know how much it costs to get your rehabs done. You know how you're doing your financing. You know what it takes to make the deals work. So always trust your numbers. Trust what you can do, your experience. Trust yourself. And don't just rely on other people to pull numbers, tell you what the ARV is. Pull your own comps. Look at the neighborhood yourself. Make sure you know what's going on. Always know your numbers and what you are comfortable with moving forward in the deal. All right, salute guys. Bye.
I got to tell you, that's probably one of the more solid advices that you can get. So I want to cheers to the Whiskey Wisdom moment, or I'm sorry, the Cavassier confession. Yes. Know your numbers. Cheers to that. Cheers. Reach. Man, ain't even trying. So Breon, Rhonda, again, y'all got powerhouses in the business. Know your numbers. How much do you agree with that nugget?
100%.
Yes.
100% know your numbers.
So tell me what that means.
Well, when you...
Now, hang on, I'm going to interrupt.
Okay.
She said...
Tell me what that means, but let me say something.
She said know your numbers, not know the numbers. Is there a difference in your opinion?
Rhonda, I'll let you take
Yes, I think so, based on your strategy as far as what numbers you're gonna pull. But knowing your numbers is very important, like Lauren said, with comps. Just don't go by, well, here's the ARV for it. No, pull your own numbers to make sure that you can verify that ARV is correct.
Okay.
So that's one.
Your thoughts about that?
I agree. I mean, you don't just want to, just because you're able to pick up a house, pick up an investment property, just get it just to say you have an investment property. It has to work for you.
Right.
The numbers have to work for you.
So I always look at that as a little bit more granular. Know your numbers, not the numbers. Because the numbers is an arbitrary statement, in my opinion. If all four of us looked at a project, we all four can have different numbers across the board.
Right.
So my numbers that may make sense for me may be blasphemy to you guys.
Right.
So I do agree. You like that? Is that the
Which
word?
he will let you
Did
know.
did we hit the word of the night already?
It might be blasphemy.
So right off the rip. Normally we don't make it to the word of the night until about towards the end of the show, but
Right.
So we already there.
so we there. Word of the night,
We there.
blasphemy.
Blasphemy. We there.
So, but to that point, my numbers may be blasphemous to you guys, whereas my strategy may also be different. So I think she made a very solid point, knowing your numbers, not knowing the numbers.
I agree.
I love the difference in that.
I agree.
You know.
I agree.
Well,
There is
what
a
I'm saying?
difference.
Listen, what can I say? I'm full of nuggets. That's what I do. I'm the nugget guy.
Drop nuggets on the screen, please.
So let's jump right in. Like I said, you guys, your bio is impressive. When I read your bio, you couldn't convince me that you guys haven't been in the business 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, where you guys are now, I probably was 2 years, 3 years in the business, where you guys are 8, 9 months in the business.
Wow.
Just tell us how, because you guys are the prime definition of the investors who want to get in the business. A year later, you're a half decade into the game. How?
Yeah, I want to know. I mean, the people want to know.
You gonna go first?
I would say the first thing is you have to get off the analysis paralysis. I think that's what, when me and Rhonda first started looking into real estate and learning, we were hearing a lot of stories where people would study for months and months and years and years. So we didn't want to fall into that trap. So we just wanted to dig in, and we just wanted to go with it. So we
Soak up knowledge.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he dropped mad shade because I spent 2 years studying. I got in, and he don't even know how much shade he just dropped on me.
Like, we didn't go through what you did.
like
what we did.
You told us what you did, and we were like, nah, bro.
No, so I mean, honestly, that's what it was. We heard those stories, and we wanted to actually take a real shot at it. It was either that it was our time, So we took the shot, and that's what we did.
Okay.
And I would say knowledge. So every day we were reading books, we were listening to different podcasts, we were talking to other investors.
Correct. Correct.
And then we set ourselves a goal. So what do we want to accomplish in 90 days? What does that look like? And what action items are we going to do each day to get to that goal? So I think goal setting is what helped us too.
But in fairness, though, real estate is not a business that you just jump in and try out. You're not talking a couple hundred or even a couple thousand. You're talking tens of thousands of dollars that you're gambling day one without. And to your point, you didn't want to go through the years of researching. But were you not concerned that, man, your first deal could literally wipe your savings and just take you out? That wasn't something you were concerned about?
It crossed our minds, but we bet on ourselves. We bet on ourselves. That's what we did, man. So it was either sink or swim.
Right.
It was sink or swim. So we did a lot of research. While I was working my job, Rhonda would send me podcasts to listen to. She would listen to podcasts. She would text me different sayings.
I'm sorry, I don't want to glaze over the fact that you were listening to podcasts on the job.
On the job.
Listen,
And that's why he quit. Were you quit or were you fired?
No, I quit.
Did you quit or were you fired?
Boss had went by, he's like, oh, say boss.
What are you listening to?
People listening right now, I want you to hashtag, did Breon quit or was he
Was he
fired?
fired?
Let me know what you think.
I'd be interested to know what the consensus is.
What
What
are
it
you
really
saying?
Nah,
All right, so
I quit.
you was on the job, you was listening to podcasts, and so you were working,
Yes.
but still kind of. Go ahead.
I was going to say we made sure our foundation was good too. So we were making sure our credit was top notch.
Nice.
Okay.
We made sure that our finances were good, because if you don't know how to budget and you don't even know how to manage your money, what's going to happen when you're getting other properties, cash flow? How are you going to manage that if you can't manage a small amount?
Right.
So we put ourselves on a strict monthly allowance.
Okay.
And then we had every dollar work for us. What is this dollar doing? Where is this dollar going?
Okay.
So that was really important before we jumped in. We wanted to have our savings.
So check this out. A lot of people go through what you two have been through, where they do the planning and they're setting up for it. So what was that defining moment that made you jump off the cliff? Because a lot of people get to the edge, but they never make the jump. So, like, what was that defining moment, and how did you do it?
I'll let Rhonda speak on that. It was.
I think the defining moment was leveraging our primary home. So we got our primary home in short sale. So we had a lot of equity. So we knew we can get a good amount of money for a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. So once we were able to qualify for that, we're like, let's take it. So that was it.
So you have
You
to
literally bet on yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Exactly. It was single swim.
You
Exactly.
have to excuse Darion. Every now and again, Darion smells something good, and he has to. So Darion has a moment every few minutes. You know what I mean? So you guys you pulled money out of your primary house on your first project?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, y'all gutsy.
He was betting on himself.
That's correct.
So I've always convinced myself that putting me out on the street on a project or for a project was a bad idea, right? And I will say in hindsight, was that an outdated or an antiquated way of looking at things? Do you think that by playing it not safe, that was what got you to where it took most people 4 or 5 years to get? Because not a lot of people would, off day one, project one, pull money out their primary.
Because let me tell you something. I ain't
Yeah,
doing
you doing it?
Couple credit card swipes, you know what I mean? A few car washes. Let's build up the bank a little bit.
Yeah.
So you guys jump right in.
Yeah.
So that's a bold move.
Yeah, we jumped all the way in.
I think why we jumped in so strong was because our why was so big. So before you get into it,
There it is. You smell the pie again.
Yeah.
Right?
So what is your why? What are we going to leave? What legacy? Generational wealth for our family, for our kids. So we knew it's sink or swim, and we're not going to sink. So we have to do it. We have to do it for our family. We have to do it for our legacy.
That's right.
We're working for our last name, not our first.
Come
so
on.
that's why we're
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
All right, you got my solid on there. Right, you got goosebumps too? Look, even my producer got goosebumps. Like,
You know what image I get of these two coming into the real estate game?
what's that?
You remember how the Kool-Aid man just used to bust?
the brick wall.
That was them two. We here.
They just had a magical moment, and you ruined it with the
Kool-Aid man? Like,
Hey, I'm a 90s man.
first of all, are you even old enough to know the Kool-Aid man?
Yes.
Whose man's is this? So with that said, at what point, so with you taking the gamble financially, there is a major learning curve in flipping houses. Because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. Real estate and investing in real estate are not the same thing. Do we all agree to that?
Yeah.
So then,
Let's take a sip to that.
let's
right.
cheers to that.
Group sip of the night. Let's do it.
No, we cheers that first. Now, you gotta stay with me,
right.
man. You gotta stay with me.
I was trying to have a moment.
So,
You had a moment.
so with that said, you don't just flip houses and know the game. You don't get into your first project and make a killing. So, at what point, when you took all that risk on your first project, how are you learning how to navigate your first deal, make it profitable, and make it where you don't at some point be like, man, we shouldn't have done that? How did you do that on project one?
I think a big thing is we had a criteria. So when you're going into it, what is your criteria and how specific can you get?
Okay.
This is how much we want to cash flow. This is how much we want to put into it. This is, how much detail you can get for your criteria.
Right.
So I think that's what helped us too, because we already kind of had a goal of what we wanted. It didn't really work out that way. We had some bumps across the road, but we had a set criteria. So that's what kind of saved us.
On a level of 1 to 10, I want you to answer separately. I am a disciplined investor on a scale of 1 to 10. Rhonda.
7.
Breon.
6. You said be honest.
We would have been, you'd be arguing. Look, my discipline on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm like a 30. Like I'll walk like, nah, that's $500 out my budget. I'm out. Like first couple times, like I was just so. I'm not gonna say I was risk averse, but I was so particular because I knew how one thing could make my project upside down and I would lose money.
Right.
To the point where I started hiring now and no shade, but I started hiring.
That means shade.
I started hiring Craigslist help to make sure that I had enough spread. So if something went left, I'm like, well, it's Craigslist help. I got bottom dollar pricing. I can always bring someone in and fix it.
Right.
And I'm sure we will all agree, every time you save a dime, you what? You spend a dollar,
Exactly.
right?
That's right.
So my question is, from that, like, did you jump in and say, hey, listen, I want to pay for good work, or was it, hey, listen, I'm gonna just squeeze every penny. I'm gonna get I'm gonna go Craigslist with it, and I'm gonna make sure, because you said that your first project didn't go as planned. Did you hire like the premium top dollar guy, or did you do what I did and Craigslist your way through it?
Well, we didn't do any of that because when we got the
She
property,
said we were smart.
Right. No.
when we got the property, it was already on market, so someone already flipped it.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, no,
So-
don't
so-
okay that. What?
Our first property, we made the most mistakes,
Right.
and we haven't done that since. So,
Okay.
but our real estate agent, he's also an investor. He
Mm-hmm.
helped us through the process, so he kind of made sure we didn't go left or right.
Okay.
But the property that we got, you want to tell them about it?
Yeah,
It
I
was
mean,
on market.
it was on market.
It was already
it wasn't much spread in it. It was a safe purchase, you know. So we wasn't going to, bankroll off of this particular property, but
It was more about the experience.
yeah, it was more
Okay.
about the
Cash flow.
experience. But we actually it was a monster at first, but it actually ended up becoming our most highest cash flowing property
Oh,
that
wow.
we have. Yeah.
Wait, it's a rental
Yeah.
property now?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
rental
that's
property.
right.
Yeah. So we do mostly buy and hold.
Yeah.
right.
Nice. Okay. Wait, I just want to add something that I feel that we just kind of glanced over. You went to Craigslist for help on your first property.
I lived on Craigslist. Not only that, listen, Craigslist, I should own stock in your company because I employ so many. I employed so many trade services off of Craigslist. Like, I understood the intricacies of Craigslist to the point where, like, I literally built my teams 4 or 5 times per project because
I'm
obviously.
sure you did.
But and again, Craigslist, no shade,
Shade.
no shade. But I got so familiar with Craigslist because I would get guys that would come do work for beer money.
Wow.
I didn't know what that meant at first.
Again.
Wow.
I'm sure you did.
But
Beer money.
at the end of each day, they would ask me to come look at progress, which I thought was weird because I'm like, in all the books I read, I shouldn't have to come here every day, but I would come look every day, and they'd be like, "Yo, you got like $20 for beer?" And I'm like, "Is this coming off the bid, or is this like a contribution? Like, help me understand." So my first, but what I wanted to do was I wanted to understand what these guys did, and believe it or not, I got a couple of guys that rolled through 3 or 4 projects before they burnt out.
Oh, wow.
So those guys are ironically actually taught me the business at bare minimum basement bargain prices. Now I had to bring someone in to fix it, but I learned
Again, I'm sure you did.
Right.
but I learned exactly what to and what not to do.
yeah.
So by the time I made it to project 2 and like 3 and 4, I had been through the Craigslist side. Like, mind you, every project I had to do the work twice.
Yeah.
So I got real familiar with how it should work. So, and that's why I was curious. Like, for me, I spent 2 years reading books. You know what I mean? Before I jumped in, because I just knew everything. I could run my own teams, da. And to hear what you guys did, I didn't even think about rentals till like year 6.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, flip or rental, first 3 projects. What is your recommendation to the new investor? Take on a rental, do flips, get foundation money. Tell the world what your recommendation would be.
It depends on how much reserve you have. I mean, so if you have enough reserve, then you can take on more buy and holds, and then go to a couple of flips after that. But if you are tight on cash, I would say flip, and then go into purchasing a couple of buying homes.
Okay.
What do you
Okay.
think?
All right. So what are you guys doing now? So first project, how many projects are you in a year and a half in the game?
We are finishing up our 8th one, and
Eighth.
hopefully we should be closing on our 9th one
Eighth.
in a few weeks or in the next month. So that's the goal.
Yeah. So we actually just closed.
Yeah, we closed on one
We closed on one this morning.
today.
Yeah, today.
Shout out to Lauren Lockett,
Yeah. Our realtor.
our realtor.
Locked
She
in
was
with
on last
Lauren.
week's
Yeah,
episode.
locked in
Yeah,
with Lauren.
locked in with Lauren.
Okay, wait. Am I correct? Breon, you work with Lauren, right?
That's correct.
You
left.
He worked.
So wait, you left corporate America less than 2 weeks ago.
Correct.
Yeah.
Wow.
Since leaving corporate America, what are you doing?
I have become a licensed realtor here in Dallas, Texas. I
Okay,
am-
whoa.
Come on.
Appreciate
Can we get
it.
the sound?
Appreciate it.
Right. Brian, do we have
Thank you.
Appreciate
Work
it.
with me.
Yeah, I'm also working with Adonis on hard money lending. Shout
You
out.
mean me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, bro.
okay.
Yeah,
You can say it's okay.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
working
Yeah,
with me.
working with Adonis. Yeah.
He's working with me.
Do you know something about that? And I'm also a licensed loan signing agent also.
Yeah.
A what?
Loan signing agent.
So you give people some money.
So like a mobile notary. So like.
Oh, say that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, like a mobile notary. Yeah. So
like I am a loan signing technician. Like you're a notary, my G. Like,
right.
You're a notary. Like, just say it.
Mobile notary, right. So,
All right, cool.
yeah,
All right.
so I got a couple things going on right now.
Cool. And so, Rhonda, you have a full-time job, but then you have another venture that you're working on.
Yes.
What is that?
I just purchased a college planning franchise, so I'm the youngest owner
Wow.
to purchase this franchise. Is called Class 101.
Nice.
And the power of
Wait, I'm sorry. Let's not glaze over that. Let's not glaze it. No. Cheers to that. The
This
youngest.
our third one.
Right.
Okay.
Well, this is your third one. I'm on like number 6.
Helping students, that's my passion. So besides real estate, but the power of real estate, I started doing wholesaling not too long ago, and I used a lot of my wholesale fees to purchase my franchise.
Oh, that is dope. So you guys buy rentals, you flip and wholesale.
That's right.
And source our own
Sourcing
deals.
our own
So
deals.
you own- wait, in a year and a half, you wholesale, flip, buy rental properties, and source your own deals.
Correct.
Yes.
I'm gonna call BS. I don't believe this. Man. Like,
Uh-oh.
and you work. Both of y'all work full time. You just left corporate, and you have a full time job
And a franchise.
and a franchise,
Correct.
and y'all do all these things.
Yes.
I don't believe it.
Seriously.
They're selling wolf tickets, right?
Hardly.
They are. Tell me how you're doing all of that in a year and a half and being currently employed full time. How? Give me your how.
Well, our how is
Drugs.
and a lot of coffee.
It is drugs.
It's like Rhonda said earlier in the segment. It's our last name, man. It's like it's our why.
I got your why. I said how.
How?
I need the gritty. How are you wholesaling, flipping, rentals, and sourcing? Because that means that you're on the phone cold calling hundreds of people a day.
No,
Well,
we have a VA
there
that
you
does
go.
all that. So outsourcing.
There you go. There you
See,
go.
now we get
Yeah.
to it.
There you
That-
go.
So that's the hack.
That's the
Yeah.
hack. There
All
you
right,
go.
that's tonight's 360 hack,
Yes.
a VA. All right.
So, but to those that don't know what a VA is, could you explain?
Yeah, that's a virtual assistant. So
Okay.
she, like cold calling. So
Okay.
I don't have the time to do that. I work full time. We do a lot of things. So we pay our VA to do all of our cold calling
And
for us.
what does the cold calling entail? Like, who are they calling, or what are they?
Yeah.
What are they? What's their goal of their calls?
We're trying to find motivated sellers that are wanting to sell their property.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So your VA spends all day calling. Then someone will say, "Yes, I want to sell." Does your VA do the deal, or do now you step in and take over?
I step
Yeah,
in.
we step in. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Once
hold on.
they
I
give us-
noticed she said I step in, and
Well, yeah,
I was like, "Well, slow down, champ." Like, so is it Rhonda steps in, or do y'all both step in?
When I say we, I mean us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, she said I
check.
step
But she normally does the final closing.
Because he works.
That's right. He was like, "Well, listen, like I got the electricity bill, so technically we did it."
That's right.
Yeah.
I feel it. So
So Rhonda reel them in.
okay, so
Yeah.
the VA calls them, lands them, Rhonda reels them in,
Yeah.
you step in, and you're like, say, here's what's popping, and then you're flipping, wholesaling, or renting.
Yes.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's correct.
And so when did y'all, how long into the game before y'all adopted a VA?
We started wholesaling about
August
in August.
of last year.
How long were y'all into in the investing industry?
Oh,
A year.
a year? I think it was a
year.
little less than a year.
Yeah, because we were tired of getting deals and wholesalers taking so much meat off the bone and then giving it to us.
Yeah.
So I said, we're going to go straight to the seller.
You're right.
Okay, so then that was my next question. Instead of working with wholesalers, you guys decided to source your own deals.
Yes.
So that means that you got overhead with your VA.
Yeah.
And does the overhead that you pay your VA, because whether you close deals or not, your VA wants to get paid.
They still have to get
Yeah.
paid, correct.
So does the overhead with your VA cover what you would pay with a wholesaler? Does it balance out?
I would say yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all don't buy from wholesalers now.
No,
No.
not anymore.
Why?
Because when we were buying from wholesalers, the properties were already marked up. You know, they was marked up, so it was no skin on the bone for us.
Right.
So when we go straight to the source, it allows us to pick up a property with the least amount of money out of our pocket.
Got it. So are wholesalers bastardizing the investing industry?
Now, hold on.
It's a question.
I feel like you should always have a good wholesaler in your back pocket because our last deal that we closed on today, that was our best flip, and we got that from a wholesaler.
Got it.
So-
Okay. So wholesalers, they're not throwing shade at you all the time.
No, not at
No.
all. Nah.
Just when you're on that.
Some of the time.
Just when you're on that shit.
nah.
All right. So, so you guys haven't ruled wholesalers out. Wholesalers
No.
are still.
Yeah.
No, a good deal is a good deal.
Yeah.
No
Right.
matter where it
Know
comes
your numbers.
So, tell me, know your numbers, not the numbers. Right? So then, tell me this: a wholesaler is going to make $100,000 on the deal. Still a good deal. Do you buy that deal, or do you have a problem with the wholesaler taking that much on a single deal?
From. Nah,
as
not
long
not
as
if
your
it fits in
numbers
our
work. Yeah.
criteria. No. We all gotta eat.
Yeah.
Right.
We all gotta eat. So, like I said, a good deal is a good deal. So, like you said in the beginning of the segment, know your numbers. So
Right.
we know what we need to make a deal. So if it fits in our criteria, we have no problem with what the next man makes.
Got it.
We have
We
four
don't check their
numbers
pockets.
that we
Just as long as
look
you
at.
clear.
Yeah,
numbers,
yeah.
so
As
you're
long as
good.
we meet our numbers, then we're good. We
Okay.
don't check another man's pocket.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, I'm gonna pause and talk to you investors who try to clock wholesalers' income.
Oh, yeah.
Don't do it. If the
Yeah.
deal makes sense for you, if he makes $1 million, if it fits your criteria,
Get it.
get it. Do not try to clock a wholesaler's deal, because the same way you don't like buyers clocking how much you're making as a seller on the deal, do not clock what a wholesaler is making on the deal if it fits your criteria. We call that, are we in agreement with that statement?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Pocket
So,
watch.
Oh yeah.
so with that said, so you guys have done so much in such a short period of time. So what happens in the next 2 years?
Well, we're working on our wholesaling business.
Sure.
And I'm new to the real estate agent side, so I'm working on that. Growing clients. We eventually want to get enough property to where we can trade them in and go into more
Multi.
apartments, more multi
right.
units. Yeah.
So
yeah.
So you
then-
got. Go ahead.
And then we want to, once we really kind of, I'd say in the next few years, we want to start just sharing it out and sharing it out to the community and to our people. Because so many things we didn't even know about coming into real estate. We didn't think it was possible. I thought to get multiple properties, you had to be a millionaire. I didn't think we could, as full-time workers, could buy multiple property.
So you're buying multiple properties cash.
We have a hard money lender that we.
So you do so you use hard money.
Yeah. We
right.
use hard money.
Tell the viewers hard money. Tell them why it works, why it doesn't, the goods, the bads. Give us a 30-second rundown of hard money.
It works for us with our strategy. We do the BRRRR strategy. So
Wait.
Oh,
Break that down.
Yeah, break that down. You got
you buy the property, you rehab the property, refinance. Well, you
Rent
rent it out,
and then
refinance,
refinance.
and repeat.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, so that's bird.
That's
like
the bird, yeah.
B-R-R-R-R-R-R.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
Why did I think you said bird?
Oh,
The bird strategy.
Goodbye. Rent it out.
So it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know what an I was saying.
Like
rehab,
bird.
distribute.
Bird.
Yeah.
Yeah, bird.
Bird.
Like the cold, like
Yeah.
bird. Yeah.
This reminds me
might
of
wanna-
episode 1 where Darion's like, "You an idiot."
You
You should have clipped that out. You should have. So, all right. So I want to do this. Your wholesalers, flippers, rent. You own rental properties. 30 seconds. Talk to the new wholesalers, the aspiring wholesalers. Talk to the newbies. You're a year and a half in the game, so technically, those who are in the business will call you still new.
Right, correct.
Talk to the
Yeah,
newbies. Wholesaling. How do you get into it, and how you get busy with it? Go.
Get into it. Find a mentor.
Okay.
Find a mentor and do everything yourself first. Before you outsource to VAs, you need to be doing cold callings. You need to be doing the acquisition. So always perfect your craft first before you start outsourcing.
Got it.
That's good.
So that's
Because you can't expect them to know what you're looking for if you don't even know.
if you haven't done it.
You know, you can't tell. You know, if you can't tell them what to look for, then they don't know.
So your suggestion to wholesalers: be in the trenches
First.
before you leverage.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
Advice to new flippers.
Know your numbers.
Yeah. Know your numbers.
Know
That's the
your
theme of the
numbers.
evening.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah,
know your
know your
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah, and every pickup is not a good pickup. Like she said, know your numbers. Do your due diligence on contractors, please.
Yes.
Do your due diligence, please.
Look like you was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went down.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a little drink for that.
yeah.
Sorry.
So will I.
Yeah, yeah.
So we're gonna dive into that in a moment.
Yeah.
All right?
Oh, God.
So know your contractors. Stay involved in your projects. And for those that still have the 9 to 5, utilize the 9 to 5.
Yeah, leverage that.
I leveraged my 9 to 5 before I exited corporate.
Got it.
I love that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
one thing that you two said that I really want to highlight, I love that you made it known that you don't have to be a millionaire to do this.
Yeah.
You don't have to just have a bunch of money and the perfect situation. You all had a goal, you had a desire, and you set yourself up, and you went for it, and it worked for you. I love
So I think I want to redesignate our 360 word of the evening.
It's
Leverage.
not blasphemy.
It's not blasphemy. It's leverage.
Leverage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're redesignating the word of the evening, leverage, because they made it crystal clear. 9 to 5ers, and in 18 months, they did what they thought they couldn't do only as millionaires. They leveraged someone else's money, and in 18 months got 8 properties.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So our word of the night is leverage, because obviously it sounds like that whatever bucket of money that you had, by leveraging hard money or private money, you spread that bucket over multiple projects in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Correct.
So as more and more projects closed, that allowed you to get income to do.
Yeah.
Didn't you guys, wait, when you guys told us right before we started, y'all closed the deal today.
Yeah.
Today.
Huh?
Yeah.
Tell us about that deal.
Yeah.
Woo.
Tell us about that deal.
Before, I just had a quick advice
Yeah, go ahead.
for newbies. It's okay to fail fast. So we learned so much from our first. If we didn't, we wouldn't have been able to leverage and move so fast on the next properties, because we made so many mistakes, but we got up quickly
Right.
and we pivoted and we moved on to the next. So it's
love that.
okay. A lot of people have the analysis paralysis because they don't want to make a mistake. In real estate, that's impossible.
You're gonna
gonna
lose.
make
You're going
mistakes.
You're going to take a L.
You're gonna fail, but fail fast and get back up. So that was
Yeah,
my
you're gonna
advice
take a
real
L.
quick.
You know what's funny? We actually talked about that in our last show,
we did.
failing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you failing, or are you just learning what doesn't work?
You just learn.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
You're
learning
learning what doesn't
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
I think that the definition of failing has such a different meaning in a business that requires resilience.
True.
Right?
I
So
agree.
so with that said, I want to circle back to
Did
one
you?
thing, but I want you to give advice to the new flipper. You guys are a year and a half in the game. Advice to the person who's going to do their first deal or in the middle of their first deal. What is your advice to the new flipper?
I would say for the new flipper, overestimate rehab, underestimate
The value.
ARV,
Yeah.
the value.
Underestimate your value.
What does
And-
ARV mean?
The after repair value once
Okay.
you're fixing it up.
Okay.
Yeah, you always got to have a buffer because you might say, "Oh, we're only going to spend $20,000 on this flip," and it might be 25, or you know. So always under. What did I say?
Overestimate.
Overestimate.
I got
Look, that
it.
book-
I
You know
got
what I
it.
mean.
setting in. Look, the drink's setting
I
in.
got you. I got
What
you.
Yeah. Y'all know what I mean.
And make sure you don't try to do a cheap flip. You know.
What does that mean?
Well, you know,
$100?
just, well, yeah, you know, don't
Craigslist.
just do a lipstick flip. You know, make sure the bones and the guts of the property are okay. Because once you sell it, before that buyer signs off on the paperwork, if you have stuff to go wrong, you're still responsible for that.
Get
Right.
that inspection.
Yeah, that inspection, they're gonna come and slice you up. So, you know, you
Don't try to cut
thought it was
corners.
20, you thought it was
Don't cut
20,000,
corners.
but it ended up being 27,000, you know. So, you know, just make sure you stay on top of your contracts and do
Be
a flip.
ethical. Mhm.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard money. Worth it? Not worth it? Your thoughts?
Worth
Worth
it.
it.
That's how we were able to get to 8
Definitely
properties
worth it.
in 18 months.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Oh,
If
y'all
you,
write that down.
yeah, it's definitely worth it.
Yeah.
If you know your numbers, if you know your criteria, if you set everything up, it works for
Yeah.
you.
Do
It'll
your
work for
res-
you. But, yeah.
Do your research.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say, well, it's high interest rates.
Right.
But okay, it's high interest rates. But if I'm able to pick up a property, my hard money lender is able to cover the purchase price, the rehab, and the closing. That 13% interest rate each
worth
month
it.
is worth it.
Got it.
Nice.
It's worth it.
Got it. So with that said, you guys are, what's your goal? Like, you're flipping, wholesaling. How do you determine which ones you flip, wholesale, or rent? Like what is, when you walk into a project, is it, hey, whatever works, we're doing? Or is it like, I walk in looking to flip, and then it's like, I'd rather make a quick 5 than a long 30? Like,
Yeah.
walk.
Well, it depends because we're more so buy and hold. So if we pick up a property and we see on the back end that the rents, we're not going to get the rents for it, then we'll flip it.
Got it.
If it's a lot of equity.
Right.
Yeah.
If it's enough equity in that property and we're not getting the rents, then we just flip it.
That's why it's so important to have multiple exit strategies
That's
when you
right.
buy. When you buy, what are 3 exit strategies in case if that rental doesn't work? Okay, we can flip, we can do seller finance, or whatever. But
Buy
always
right.
have
Buy
have
right.
multiple exit strategies. Have the end in mind when you purchase.
Damn, they're just dropping
Right.
nuggets.
Because they say,
Nuggets.
what do they say? You make your money
When you buy,
when you
not
buy
when you
that
sell.
property, not when you sell it. So the moment you pick that property up, you've already made your money.
Money.
I don't think I've heard that.
I'm about to say,
Let's cheers to that one.
Yeah,
there you go.
we'll cheer. I don't know how much I agree with it. 'Cause I feel like I'm out of my money when I'm buying.
my money when that check clears.
But the thing is, it's not how much it costs you; it's how much
It
will
makes-
you make.
Touche.
If it
Yes.
sell.
Yeah.
Or rents.
Or,
Yeah.
okay.
Or rent.
Or
Not how
rents.
much it costs. How much will it make me?
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. So then, do you have like a certain number of rentals that you want to hit?
150
Oh.
Doors, houses, dollars, what?
doors.
That's a big number.
Yeah. 100.
That's why we're wanting to get into multi. And,
Right.
apartment
So it'll
buildings.
be 150 doors.
Doors. Yeah.
Doors.
Not
okay.
150 single family units.
Yeah,
but
no.
150
But do you
doors.
honestly think if you get that after that, do you stop, or do you think it'll be all right? We got the 150. Now we're about to get to 250.
Probably 250.
250.
Yeah.
Can I get a 300, 375?
Yeah. Let's just keep going, man. Yeah.
Auction off goals tonight.
Yeah, let's just keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Okay.
All right. So then, for the new investor who is, because I don't want to say that you got. So I'll be honest with you. If I walked in and someone told me that there's investors who've been in the game for 18 months who are flipping, wholesaling, and doing rentals, I would say, man, these guys are scattered. For the new investor, give the advice of how you can do everything and still consider yourself, because it sounds like you guys are very structured, very organized, and strategic in the way you do things. So scattered is one of the last few words I would use to describe you, after speaking with you. At first glance, that'd be the first word I would describe.
Right.
So speak to the investor who has $10,000 in the bank and wants to do something. Because you guys are doing everything right now. Speak to that person as far as for what your recommendation would be on how they get started, get in, or what to do, or when to do it.
Wait a minute. Before you two answer that, I just want to give our watchers a little bit of love. So, hey, if you are tuning into this live and you have a comment or question, please feel free to do that. Our staff is going to put it up on the screen so that we can see it, and we will get your question answered.
You know what? Ask them the tough questions. Because I want to know the tough questions. Like, feel free to ask them the tough questions because I'd be interested to know what everyone else is thinking about what you guys have done in such a short period of time. But back to my request. Tell the person who has $10,000-$15,000 in the bank, but don't know whether to wholesale, flip, rent, or what. Talk to that person and tell them what they should do as part of project number 1.
Well, go ahead.
Go.
Well, I would just tell he or she to just know your niche. You know, a lot of times, it's so many podcasts out. There's so many. It's a lot of information out. So you kind of get torn on. Do you want to do single family units? Do you want to do multi units? You kind of don't know which way to go. So I would say just pick whichever one you're comfortable with. Master that craft and go with it. I wouldn't just rush. Just don't rush into buying. A property. Make sure you do your homework and make sure your reserves are right and just go from there. Just find your niche and stick with it.
Wait a minute.
I would
you
say-
said don't rush, but you've only been in this game for like 3 months.
Right.
Right.
73 properties.
It ain't all-
Right.
We
But
need to define rush.
but we did a lot of homework before we actually
Yeah.
made.
But you just said you don't spend all these months.
You see how they shading everybody? Y'all do that. Now, we do ours,
Listen,
but y'all do something different.
listen. Y'all don't spend. We ain't gonna spend 2 years, but you know what I'm saying.
But y'all do that.
So, I don't know. Well, hold on, fam. Like, there's a lot of conflicting information because you say you did mad research, but then when
Right.
we spoke earlier, you was like, "Listen, we didn't know research, so we just jumped right in."
Yeah.
You know
Put
what
our
I'm saying?
house up there.
Yeah. We bought our house, and 2 weeks later, he locked, and we like, help us understand.
No, we did. I mean, we did our due diligence, man.
Yeah.
We studied and
Yeah.
talked to people, got mentored by the agents and investors. So we did a little research. We just didn't get caught in that analysis paralysis. We didn't. It didn't take 2 years for us to make a decision.
He's such a specific number.
And
I told him how long I did it.
Nah,
He keeps leaning into the.
I said
It took you 2 years.
you.
when he was talking about employers, he looked straight at Darius.
Right.
You an employee.
Right.
And Adonis, I would
am.
say for your question for the newbies, which way to go, first you need to know your goal. Because I feel like if you have the goal and what you want to do, that's going to lead you to what strategy you want to use. Our goal was to have passive income, cash flow. So we were like, if this is what we want, we need to do buy and hold. So know your goals first, because I'll have people ask me questions, and when I ask them, well, what is your goals? What do you want? They're like, I don't know. So before you come to me, know your goals, because that's going to lead you to the direction of what strategy.
They know their goals. I want to sell a house, ball out, and pop out. It's like, what else is there? All right, fair enough. So with that said, so at this point, we want to jump. So we're gonna move into our 360 why. Whose man's is this segment, right? So have you guys ever been just browsing the internet or watching HGTV or whatever it is that you find, and you see something and you're like, well, wait a minute, we're like, what's happening here? You guys ever had that moment? So we've all had that moment, and that's why with 360 TV, we've started the 360 why. Because sometimes you just need to know whose man's is this. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump to a couple pictures, and we're just going to try to figure out, like, what were these general contractors, investors, homeowners thinking in this week's whose man's is this moment.
I'm taking a drink.
So let's cut right to it. Wait, I'm sorry.
They got spiral staircases. They got the piano staircase.
Yo, this is what happens when you get your architect on Craigslist.
Right? Hey, this is that's one of the ones. Hey, if it's a fire, jump.
Yeah.
You don't need stairs.
Right.
Jump.
Like I've heard of like the highway to hell, but the stairway to
Bricks.
The piano staircase on the outside.
So, I mean, my thing is like, I wonder when is the fire marshal going to come by and be like, listen, bro, like y'all need to fix
And you
this.
tape it off. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you, they ain't. That's one of them. They driving by, they look and they say, "That make no sense."
Yeah.
So
crazy.
Rhonda, explain what's happening to me in 10 seconds with this.
Craigslist.
Listen, Craigslist. We love you. Listen, I still buy stuff from Craigslist, so
I'm sure you do.
I do. So here's the thing: to the architect that decided that the stairs need to be offset 3 feet from the actual doors, to the renters or homeowners who open the door and plunge to their death in the midst of a fire, all I need to know is whose man's is this? All right. So,
Way to do that.
What's next? What's our next?
Oh wow.
All right. So, listen, as the homeowner, listen, my grandma gave me that wall plate, so you are not going to degrade the integrity of that wall plate. General contractor figured it out, but not compromising the integrity of that plate. Like,
Exactly. Hey, this situation to me says we couldn't decide, so we took both.
no. This is a family heirloom. Like, you are not going to disrespect. Well, listen, sir, like, we need a chandelier in the place. Well, then you figure it out.
Right.
Look, you know, they met, like, listen, he told us to figure it out. All right.
Somebody said,
Here you
I'm
go.
gonna put it
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah. Here you go.
So, but listen, they got their goal of the chandelier. Now, I'm sorry, just... I gotta appreciate. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even hating on the ingenuity because it's like, listen, I don't want to mess up the wall plate or the ceiling plate, but I need a chandelier that's popping. So,
They said you gonna look at both of them.
right.
Yeah.
So, and look, and you know the general contractor when the investor came through, he was like, "What's happening?" He's like, "You said you wanted the chandelier, right?"
Right.
So wall feature. So I gave you that.
You got both.
You got both.
So, to the general contractor who took the investor's advice, that said, listen, you want a chandelier, but you don't want to mess up grandma's heirloom. To the homeowner who said, listen, just figure it out. All I need to know is whose man's is this? All right. And finally, okay, I like what's happening here. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What am I looking at? Yeah. Tell us what's happening here, Rhonda.
I'll let you talk because I'm still upset.
So it looks like on the bottom right corner, we have a nice subtle backsplash. And then walk me through what just happened in this picture.
Yeah. So this his home.
So this is your project?
This is our project.
Okay, all right.
So when I've said the last 3 or 4 times, know the contractors and stay engaged. So this is what happened when you don't stay engaged with the contractors.
Okay, so walk us through what happened.
The picture to the right, that is the backsplash that we requested.
The gray backsplash.
The
So
gray backsplash.
That's what you asked for.
That's what we asked for,
That's
to the
what-
right.
That was our property that he
Right.
did that we just sold today.
Right.
Okay.
That's what you asked for.
That's
Yes,
what we
that's
asked for. We asked for.
So it's more like a greenish, but sure, all right, we'll go with it.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
the bottom
great.
one is gray.
Yeah,
No, the bottom one is gray.
That's
The
what
bottom
they-
one is green,
That's
but
what they asked for.
okay, and then so on the left,
So what we got to the left
And that's
is
what you got.
a green blue
mint.
backsplash.
so this is what happens when you deal with a contractor with a flip phone. You sit to the picture like, hey, this is what we want. It's like, it's green of some sort.
Yeah.
Their
And he
contractor
wanted
said,
us to keep it. He was like, just let it go. We'll
Right.
fix it on the next one.
Green.
We're like,
wait, I'm sorry. He said, just
let it go.
Yeah.
But listen, the contractor's like, listen, do you know what the buyers want?
they said no.
Well, then exactly. So how you know they won't love it?
No.
So
It's
So
2021, styles change.
Yeah.
right. Listen,
Yeah, but we weren't ready for that.
That's not what we asked
the
for.
baby blue is popping right now, bro. Trust me. I did like 3 of these in the last house.
You asked for gray, we give you green.
No, you asked for green. Like, you didn't say what style of green.
Right.
Listen, like, we gave you ocean blue green or whatever the case
I
may
said,
be.
this is gray. It's just green gray.
It's a green
gray.
undertone.
It's a green gray.
So to the investors that don't pay attention to what the general contractors is doing, the little shade. To the general,
it is what it
to the
is.
general contractor who says, you know what, green is green. All I need to wait.
Green is great.
Wait. So, are we asking the investors or the general contractor? To you both, because the investors should have walked in and be like, bro, this ain't it.
Right.
And to the general contractor who insists green is green, all I need to know is, whose man's is this? That never gets old.
It never gets old.
It never gets old.
Here, I'll help you out.
Whose man's is this? You got a double tap for that one.
How many times did you have to record that to get it perfect like that? Like,
Admittedly, I did like, whose man's is this?
funny.
All right. So, so with that said, so at this point, if you have something that you can't help but ask why, make sure you hashtag 360why. We'll go through the submissions, and if it's something that really jumps out at us, we'll feature it in our Whose Man's Is This segment. So, make sure you leave your comments. Make sure you hashtag 360why when you see something crazy. Keep it real estate related, and we may get up here and just have the forum to figure out ultimately whose man's is this? Whose man's is this? So with that said, Rhonda, Breon, it has been a pleasure. It has been awesome having you guys. I cannot wait to see what you guys are doing. How do we get in touch with you? How do we Breon, you said you're a real estate agent.
Yes.
Rhonda, you are helping kids get into college. How do we get in touch with you?
You can hit me. You can email me at Breon@Lockett-N-Homes.com.
Social media. How we find you on social media?
Prolific Properties REI on Instagram.
Okay.
And Class 101 Irving. I have a business Facebook page. Email rswanigan@class101.com.
Awesome.
Let me help our viewers out. If you heard how to get in contact with them, the word of the night, that's leverage. Use it. You see what I did?
I see what you did there. I see what you did.
You know.
Also,
Poppycock.
make sure to like this page. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys have any questions, feel free to follow me at Adonis Lockett.
And follow me on Instagram at 4Decode. That's the number 4, DCOLE. Follow me. Especially the ladies, I'm single.
Is that every time?
I'm just playing.
Make sure, and so not only will you be able to connect with these people on social media, but you can also follow their story on My RE360. So on the 360 TV, on the My RE360 app, we're going to be following their story, their different projects, their ventures, their goals. So you can feel free to create an account, www.myre360.com. Click on 360 TV, follow them and other investors just like them that are doing their thing. Stay attuned with them, connect with them on social media. And I got to tell you, the investors like these, especially for the newer investors, these are the people you want to follow, because everything that you're going through, that you're thinking, that you're feeling, that you're concerned about, they are in the middle of going through that now. They've just cleared that hurdle. They are the best people to connect to follow, and to help you get through whatever it is you're getting through, assuming that you guys are okay reaching back out to people.
Yeah.
So,
Of course.
so make
Too
sure.
late now.
Right. So,
to
but make sure you create an account, www.myre360.com. Make sure to download our project management mobile app, Android and iOS, and just make sure you keep pushing. And the real estate investing business, the major key to success is consistency. As long as you stick with it, you will find traction and it will work for you. Do not quit. And everyone takes a loss. Every project is not a win. You will experience failure. And as you see, it's not about you experiencing failure, but how you deal with the failure that helps determine whether you're going to be successful in the business or even successful in life. So every setback, it should not be considered a failure or a setback, but more so as a learning curve.
Exactly.
So make sure y'all tune in to us next week. Follow the Swanigans. You guys are doing your thing.
Oh, yeah.
Follow D. Cole. Follow me at Adonis Lockett. And we will see you guys next time.
All righty.